Hello everybody. Today it's the 14th of May and I'm going to be working on this big old beech that went into this pot for the first time this year, and really quite pleased with the progress it's made. It seems yesterday the buds were tightly furled, but I turned round quick and they're shooting out all over the place and kind of bringing the tree well out of proportion. So I want to cut it back, hopefully keep it in its desired shape and inspire more back budding to fill out some of these spaces in back here. I've got a quite good branch placement. It's an informal upright style, and it's got some interesting movement and some interesting taper. There is a playlist on this tree, which I'll link in the description and in the end screen, so you can go back and have a look at the skinny thing it was when it started, and indeed watch me putting it into this pot. There's a quick shot with the bashed and battered drinks can for scale. That's, for new viewers, that's a full-size drinks can, 330 mils or whatever it is. Anyway, that'll give you an idea. Universally, I guess they're the same size all over the world. So I'm going to start, where should I start? I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to cut this back quite hard. I'm going to cut it back to one or two leaves going in a direction that I like, and as I say, they've grown quite well. But I can also see I've got some, how was that, picking up some woolly aphid underneath the leaves here, so I'm going to have to go shopping and pick up some sort of spray. I don't like using insecticides, so something organic that I can then try and nip these in the buds, nip them in the bud before they take over and weaken the tree. I don't want the tree to have to fight an infection of aphids as well as grow. I want it to grow. And that may seem strange when you're talking in terms of bonsai, but there has to be growth. I guess the ultimate for not growth is a dead tree. But as I said, this tree's got areas to fill in. Good to have some gaps, and the Japanese talk about having a gap you can, imagine a bird flying through, but I've actually got gaps that birds could fly through, so that's not quite the essence of what they meant, I don't believe. Some of these shoots I may well leave and let them extend a little bit further, grow a little bit thicker, so that the buds that are developing at the base of each leaf can develop a little more. But then of course you've got pieces like this that are extending quite rapidly now. They'll be trimmed off now, and as the others catch up, I will spot them sticking out from the silhouette of the tree, as it were, and they can then get their turn at the chop. I've definitely got more development at the base of this tree than at the top, which is unusual because quite often they are apically dominant. So that's unusual, but I don't think it's a problem. maybe just a thing with this particular tree. I know I've said in other videos, you can trim the branch to an outward facing bud, etc, etc, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the bud that's going to develop. And it may be that, well, almost certainly it will be, come winter I will need to work on this tree some more, perhaps tidy up, maybe do some wiring, replace some branches that have decided to grow in quite the opposite direction to what I'd hoped, etc. And that one, for example, is growing upwards already, so we will see how it reacts. Very therapeutic and relaxing doing this. The thing with beech is they are reliably good back budders. That's why they make good hedging plants. And indeed good bonsai. This was a Father's Day present from my daughter in her first year at university. She took me we went to visit her for her birthday, so it was in term time, and she took me to a plant fair, and basically we spotted this at the same time. She said, I want to buy that. At the same time I was thinking, I want to buy that. So everybody was happy. And I think, if memory serves, she paid 7 whole British pounds for it. She's 30 now. So, in fact she's 32. So yeah, a few years ago, but yes, just 7 British pounds. There we have it. As they say, some of these that haven't fully shot will get a better trim or another further chop as they extend, and I will be keeping my eye open for buds breaking, wires digging in, etc. These branches were wired over the winter, or at the end of winter, so I will need to keep a close eye to make sure that the wires don't cut in. Hopefully you can see the wiring, and the guy wires, they shouldn't cut in too badly. They should be able to get left on because they've got some plastic piping stopping the wires from cutting in, but particularly these fine wires, they cut in very quickly. And I know I'm repeating myself, but you might not have heard me say that the finer wires definitely cut in more quickly than the thicker wires, and my theory is that rather like a sharp blade on a knife, the sharper the edge, the finer the blade, is akin to a finer piece of wire cutting in more quickly than a fatter one being a blunt knife. Am I talking nonsense? Maybe. But that's my theory. So there we have it. Let's give you a quick, take the can off, give you a quick 360. And as I say, it definitely needs to fill in some gaps. But I'm really liking the basic shape, and overall feel of this tree. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Do the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, the commenting. Let me know what you think down in the comments there. But most of all, please look after yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.